know the language that we're learning today, but I'll give you a small hint anyway.
Hey, Mario!
That's right, we are learning German. I am just kidding. If you've never learned how to read Italian, that's grande problema, because it only has like 21 letters. So let's begin. The first letters are A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And here we already discovered the first inconsistencies. But let's pause for a second. Before we get into that, you need to know that Italian is read exactly the way it's written. So if we take the word pizza, for example, the P here sounds as a P, and it will always sound as a P no matter in what word you use it in. And the same goes with the E, the Zeta, and the A, except these exceptions, C and G. Now come on, there's nothing wrong with these letters, but they like to change once or twice. Now let's take C for example. If we were to pair with E or E, we would pronounce it che or chi, but with any other vowel, it magically becomes a hard K. Now I don't know if you noticed before, but in Italian we don't have the letter K. That's because Italians don't sympathize with it. That's why chi takes its place. So for example, these would sound cena and cinema, and these three would sound casa, come, and cultura. Now all we just said about chi applies to G, so these two soft ones would be pronounced gelato and giorno, and these three would be pronounced gatto, gonna, and gusto. Now the big question is there a way to get around it? Of course there is. We just need the help of this little letter called H, which by itself is mute, doesn't make any sound at all. But if we put it in between the chi and the e, that makes ke. And with the G is the same exact rule. That's how we would write spaghetti. And don't forget the H. It's very important. If you ever say or read spaghetti, an Italian someone will get really offended. Hey, here you have the most handsome teacher on YouTube. And I'm sorry I don't have anything Italian in my hands, but I can show you the S lunga if you want. That's pretty Italian. And I'm sorry today my nose is running. I'm a mess. So, right now I'm gonna explain a very important topic that we've actually seen throughout this video. It wasn't made on purpose. The doubles. So the doubles are very important. Very important. So what are doubles? You see these two very similar words, but one is pronounced pala, the other one is pronounced palla. Very different. And this other word, one is pronounced anno, and the other one ano. Don't mess this up, guys. Don't mess this up. Don't do this to yourself. So the only rule to this is that you just hold the sound a little longer. If you see a double, you hold it a little longer, and you made it noticeable. Not, I don't mean like exaggerated, but you gotta make it noticeable. Don't be scared. In some words, you'll find even more doubles, like bellissimo. It's very beautiful and it's very common. I mean. The word means it's very beautiful and it's very common, so you'll find it everywhere, but just put a little stress on the doubles and you're fine. You're good to go. You're chilling. Now, if you thought that chi and G were done, no. And I'm sorry. I don't like that either. But there are just three special sounds that we still need to learn. These are ñ, ll, and sh. Ñ is like the Spanish and with a little thing on the top, like español. Like for example, lasagna. Important, it's not lasagna or lasagna. Next, ll is like a soft L sound, like familia. Again, it's not famigla or famigla. It's altogether soft sound. It sounds more interesting, more beautiful. And lastly, we have sh. Now, sh exists only with e and e. This is the same crap that we saw earlier. For example, scienza or scena. And if we pair it with a or u, it would sound hard, like scuola or scoliosi. Damn. And yeah, these are the three sounds. It's not that complicated. Now we did like 80% of Italian. Let's get to the last 20%. Now you know how to read Italian. So now we're gonna put it to the test. We're gonna do a little reading test. So I'm gonna put some words on the screen and let's see if you can read them. I think you can, but let's prove it. But before we do that, one last thing. Now it might happen that when you read Italian, you see a little accent. What I'm talking about is these little goblins. This is a little mark that tells you where the stress goes. For example, città or perché. You see that the stress goes at the end. Now, this is usually something that gets in the end. So the stress usually goes at the end. And it's important because without the accent, you might actually get the stress on the wrong syllable. And that's it. Now let's get to the reading test. So let's say you're in Venice at a cafe and you need to order coffee. So you say, buongiorno, vorrei un caffè, per favore. Then you meet a very cute Italian girl and then you say, Uè pupa! No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just say, ciao, come ti chiami? And then you need to get to the bathroom. You need to rush for the bathroom. You don't know where it is. So you meet a guy and you say, chiedo scusa, dove si trova il bagno? And then if you did all of this correctly, the reaction will be, mamma mia, ma sei italiano? And boom, you win. Bravo, bravo, now you can read Italiano. Have fun with this knowledge. If you want to learn Italian, I highly recommend it. It's very beautiful history, very beautiful people, all beautiful. You will not regret learning this language. And if you want to learn Greek or Albanian, we have this option now. You can click somewhere over here. I have videos about them. Subscribe, like, and bye-bye.